At 11.
3 women face charges after deputies found 80 dead animals at their home. Lawrence County deputies made the discovery here at a home on Lovejoy Lane, and we do want to warn you, some of these details in this story you may find disturbing. New tonight, 7 on your side's Christine Scarpelli has more from the landlord who's left with the cleanup and a family who just wants their animals back. Christine?
People say a family pet can find a special place in your heart. Losing one can feel like a child, but one family found their pets who had passed away impossible to part with, and it landed them behind bars. Jason English was just looking for someone to pay rent. His family moved from this home into another, and he says the extra rent money would help with his mortgage.
My wife's like, I don't want to rent it because I have nightmares. You see this stuff on TV about people doing this, that, and the other to it.
He and the Keith family made a deal, even agreed pets were okay outside. But after a few months, he says they couldn't pay. This week, Lawrence County deputies came to check that an eviction was running smoothly, and Animal Control discovered English's worst nightmare.
Dead animals in the freezer, in the refrigerator, with the food they were eating. Dead animals, rotten animals, decaying all throughout the house.
At least 80 dead animals, from cats and dogs to ponies and peacocks, were discovered here, some so decayed we can't show you. The Keith family says they never knew they were in the wrong.
I'll admit to it, they was in the freezer, but I did not know that they were. It was illegal to have them in the freezer because the veterinarian told me, you know, as long as I had a freezer, it was okay.
English says the family hadn't had power for a while, and the conditions he found the house in were uninhabitable. 7 on your side asked the sheriff's office what rules are in place to keep this from happening. Sheriff Ricky Chastain pointed us to state law. He said you must properly feed, house, and bury animals, and here, deputies say, those laws were violated.
6 horses, I believe, inside that small kennel, and it had been raining for quite a while, and they were standing in just mud, everything else, just the elements, so bad that their hooves had started to rot.
The Keith family says their dead pets came with them here and should be able to leave with them too.
I guess you could say it's like family, didn't want to leave them behind.
Okay. We had already had to leave so many behind.
Yeah.
The Keith's parting words to a landlord who's cleaning up after a bigger family than he bargained for. We checked, and the Keith family was charged with ill treatment of animals once before. English says he did background checks before he agreed to rent to them, but nothing showed up. 7 on your side is digging deeper to find out more about the family's history with mistreating animals.
All right, thanks, Christine. The Lawrence County Sheriff's Office is checking to see if the women will face even more charges. Rebecca Keith and her 2 daughters, Amanda and Sarah, are charged with ill treatment of animals and failure to bury animals. All 3 were released on a $5,000 bond Friday. These women were also accused of animal cruelty charges back in 2006. Their home caught fire and burned in Travelers Rest back in December of 2006. At that time, investigators said as many as 70 dogs were found inside. At least 30 animals were retrieved. The Keith